Howdy. This morning I'm getting ready to take a hike on the Horsethief Falls trail, and I'm packing my camera bag right now. As you can see, attached to the outside I have a pair of micro spikes. Now these are not cleats, these are actual micro spikes which I'm bringing along because I know there's been a lot of freezing and melting on that trail, and it's probably going to have some pretty solid sections of solid ice. So we're going to bring these along. I've got my Manfrotto travel tripod in case I need to do some B-roll or do some slow shutter photography. This particular tripod has a small rig video head on it because I found I enjoyed having a video head to shoot video with at times. Also, this is my GoPro BP200, or it's a flip side 200. Little tiny pack. I actually enjoy taking my film cameras out with. It's very light and it fits my little A1 camera rig in it perfectly. So I'll show you the inside. Yeah, so this is actually this got dog hair there. This camera is a flip side 200 all weather. Okay, there is my old Canon A1 film camera. I love this camera. It has every kind of mode that you need on it. Aperture priority, shutter priority, full manual if you need it. There's it's a 70 to 200 lens. Right now it has a polarizer attached. Don't know if I'll be using that or not. And I also have a wide angle lens. It's a 35 to 105. Which works well for film, and right now I have attached a yellow filter for dimming or for darkening the sky and the clouds. I think I might be able to use that today. Also, I'm bringing along my Sekonic light meter. Because on these old cameras you can't always trust the on-camera meter, so this meter has incident and reflected mode. So if you want to gather the amount of light reflecting from a scene, you use it like this. If you want to actually discover how much light is falling on the scene, you would use the incident mode, which is what I like to use when there's a lot of snow out. And so right now I have it set to a 500th of a second, and I've got my ISO speed set to 125, which is what my Ilford black and white film is that's in the camera. And so what you do is you turn the meter away from the scene, push the button on the side, and of course here it's showing that it's underexposed because we're indoors at the moment. And anyway, I guess that's about it for what I'm packing with me. Really looking forward to this trip. I plan to hike down to the cutoff for where the Horsethief Park separates from the Horsethief Falls trail. I've never been out that way, except that right at the beginning I know there's a beaver pond, and I wanted to shoot some black and white of that beaver pond, so we'll see how that goes. I'll be doing a little bit of exploring, which should be fun. Anyway, we'll see you out on the trail. Okay, we're burning daylight, so let's head on out to the Jeep. Looks like I don't have to scrape today, so that's a blessing. That right there is the old abandoned tunnel at the top of the hill on Highway 67. Used to be the path under the highway. It's no longer used. And we are on the trail to Horsethief Falls. As you can see, we've got plenty of snow. It's a nice wide trail here. And we are headed into the forest. This first stretch of the trail walks along a pretty steep embankment. As you can see, the video doesn't really do justice to the embankment, but it's steep enough that I think I'm gonna stop and put on my micro spikes. Seemed kind of dumb to carry them along and not have them on. Just pull them over your shoes and get them adjusted so the spikes are pointing downward. And I'm ready to go. There you can see the trail is right along the edge of that steep embankment. I don't think you'd get killed if you fell off, but it might be a pretty serious struggle to get back on the trail. So that's why I recommend some traction devices if you're walking along this section. It is a beautiful trail though. As you can see, it's pretty well packed down. Lots of people hike this trail. The trail has turned down to the creek here, Oil Creek I believe it is, and if you go straight you go to the falls. Up to the right is Pancake Rocks. I've been on those two trails. That ahead there is the Horsethief Falls trail, and I will be heading down into the beaver ponds where I hope to get some pictures. I haven't been here in a long time. It was pretty in the summer, but as you can see it was pretty snowed under and a lot of tangled up reeds and trees, and so it wasn't very pretty. I am continuing along the trail toward Sentinel Point, something I would like to climb someday. Another reason I wanted to explore this trail was I wanted to see how close this actually came to Sentinel Point. That creek bed there looks like pretty good moose habitat, and those little aspen trees up there in the light, I'm kind of thinking that's what I might want to use my black and white film on. Getting pretty windy, you can hear the wind blowing. So anyway, I'm going to stop and get out the film camera and take a picture of these aspen trees. First I'm gonna use the light meter to measure the light, make sure that camera's set up right. There it's showing 0 as an f-stop because I haven't pushed the button yet. And now I'm pushing the button, measuring the light falling on the scene, and as you can see, we're going to shoot this scene at a 500th of a second at f8. I love that sound of the shutter on this old camera. It's a very, very satisfying click. Got snow inside the pack while I was shooting those pictures. I can feel the weather coming in, so I'm thinking this might be a good place to turn around. It's probably a couple miles back to the highway where I parked. Near the end of the trail here, and as you can see, the trail disappears as it goes down the embankment toward the highway and turns to the left. I'm going to leave my micro spikes on while I negotiate this section of the trail. And now the reward. I'm back in Cripple Creek at the Gold Camp Cafe, and I'm going to go in and have a smothered green chili burrito. This is my favorite place to eat in town. So if you're coming up here, you might want to keep that in mind.